Hi, everyone. I'm going to do my very best not to get too emotional in this video, but I guarantee you I'm going to lose it a couple of times, okay? And I'll explain why, so bear with me. Okay, just a couple of days ago, one day ago, I made this video, Alpha 4.5 Engineering Update Wave 1 PTU Solo Experience, okay? I wanted to see what it was like to be a solo player with engineering. I got on a Zeus, I flew around a little bit, got an initial impressions, and my initial impression was it could possibly be a good contribution to Star Citizen. But then I started realizing, well, that was in a ship that's two or three seater ship. And I could just get up out of the captain's chair or, get up out of the pilot's chair and walk 10 feet and I was at the engineering terminal. And that was annoying enough. Okay. Then I started thinking, how in the heck would you do anything larger than that? It's not feasible. It's not practical. Okay. So the other day I came across, today I came across this wonderful content creator's video, and I want you to listen to his opening comments. I can get over to it.
The solo Idris has died. With the arrival of Update 4.5 and the rise of true engineering gameplay, the age of lone wolf capital ships has come to an end. In a desperate last stand, the solo Idris tried to burn us down with its main laser, then scrambled a Hornet from its hangar in a final Hail Mary attack. Both attempts failed spectacularly. What followed was the inevitable, the destruction of the ship, the collapse of solo capital gameplay, and the undeniable truth that 4.5 has changed the battlefield forever.
Here we have a content creator with 36,000 subscribers, a fellow backer, and he's mocking the fact that solo capital ship gameplay is dead. He's mocking another backer who has spent thousands of dollars on his hard-earned money because he believed CIG's promises that he would be able to solo a capital ship. Now, before you jump on me, this is what I'm talking about. First of all, right here, Cloud Imperium Games has stated multiple times over the years about the planned implementation of NPC crews in Star Citizen. Okay? Since 2013, since the very beginning, they have promised NPC crews. They have also promised blades that can control major aspects of the ship for solo players. I don't know about you, but most Star Citizen players do not have more than a few people that they can play the game with, if that many. And out of those few people, you tell me how many of them, when they're not working, when they have that 1 to 2 hours to play the game, want to get aboard your ship and man the toilets, loading your missiles, manning your buggy. I'm going to calm down. Your buggy engineering terminal so that you can play captain and have a great time. How many players? Even if your friends happen to be on at the same time you're playing, how many of them want to be your lackey and play mundane, boring roles aboard your ship? None. That's how many. Okay? Maybe that weird little fringe niche that hate themselves. Okay, so we don't have NPC crews. Well, guess what? We should have had NPC crews and blades implemented before engineering. All right? Look at this. 75 to 80% are solo players. Now, I'm talking about solo gameplay. Sometimes you have to play solo. So what are you telling me? We've already known this number. 80% of CIG, of Star Citizen backers are solo players, okay? And solo players are the foundation of CIG. CIG wouldn't exist without the solo backer, okay? So they sold hundreds of millions of dollars worth of large ships to solo backers with the promise of NPC crews. But NPC crews didn't come. They don't have the tech for it. And I bet CIG sat back and said, you know what, guys? We have too many solo capital ships flying around. We have to castrate them. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll cut PDCs down to 50%, nerf them 50%, and heck, let's go ahead and implement engineering anyways. So we will force the solo backers to have to fly tiny ships, and their entire fleet that they paid us hundreds of millions, nearly $1 billion for. Well, they can just fly those ships maybe in a few years if we ever implement NPC crews and blades, right? And then people like this say stuff like this. Listen to this. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Leave my terminal and go reap a spectacular fact. One or two good strafes into that F7 disabled it, and it went floating off into space and then exploded in a spectacular fashion. Shortly after the engagement with the F7,
no, that's not it. Right here.
With a Hornet and started to do some F7 out of the Idris itself. He attempted to defend himself with a Hornet and started to do some pretty decent damage to the Corsair, but with engineering it wasn't enough. One or two good strafes into that F7 disabled it, and it went floating off into space.
The solo backer, the solo player on his little Idris, wanting to be captain, fly a ship, was running around, trying to play catch up with engineering to salvage his ship, to salvage those components during combat. He couldn't do it, so he tried to run himself to his Lightning, got in it, managed to shoot a bit before getting completely decimated. And what was he decimated by? Sounds like it was just a Corsair. Okay? And this guy thinks this is great. This guy thinks this is the new normal. Screw solo gameplay. Screw solo capital ship. It's dead. You can't say that. You cannot say that. I don't care what you guys leave in the comments. You cannot tell people who spent thousands of dollars of their hard-earned money and can only play a couple of hours a week because they work for a living, that you have to have 10 friends to play your Idris. You have to. You can't fly your Idris without your 10 friends to play all those boring roles. Clean your toilets, load your missiles, man your buggy engineering terminal while you captain the ship and tell people tell others to man the turrets. Everybody wants to be a captain. Everybody wants to man the turrets, but they can't. So what are you going to do? You need NPC crews and blades, but they're not implemented yet. So CIG just effectively castrates the solo captain experience on larger ships. Completely castrates them. And this is supposed to be normal. And guys like this, the 15 to 20% of PvP multi-crew people that just have this weird, despicable hatred of solo capital ships, don't get it. It's not about one person wanting to fly a capital ship. It's about one person with a crew of NPCs and blades. Which I hate to tell you, in the future, that makes sense, right? You'd probably have droids or robots, and you definitely have computers to help you fly your ship. Well, CIG's promised this since the inception of Star Citizen, but we don't have it. So implementing engineering now is a complete unacceptable castration of the solo experience. These people own their large ships. These people bought those large ships because they were promised NPC crews and blades. So I'm sorry, where is your hatred coming from? And listen to this. Listen. Where is it?
Solo capital gameplay really isn't going to exist as well or at all with 4.5 engineering, and as an Idris owner myself, I'm very excited for that.
He's very excited about that. Well, let's see why. 36,000 simps. 36,000 simps for this guy. This guy could have people cleaning his toilets all day long. This is a full-time YouTuber who plays Star Citizen. He has 36,000 people, and let's just say half of those are in his org. He has over 15,000 people to clean his toilets, load his missiles, man his turrets, do everything he says as he's captain of his ship, while he gets to have fun. And he has all these friends, all these backers at his disposal. While the average Star Citizen backer has 1 to 2 at best. Let's just say they have 5. But how many can be on at the same time they're on? And how many want to play mundane, boring roles aboard your ship? Everybody wants to be captain. Everybody wants to man the turrets. Nobody wants to clean the toilets, load the missiles. man a buggy, boring engineering terminal. So what, they just can't fly their expensive ships anymore? Too bad? This is the future of Star Citizen? Is that what we're saying? I'm furious. And I feel like I've done a very good job of holding back. And I'm not furious at a video game. I'm furious at the bait and switch that CIG appears to be doing. And you might go, Scott, calm down. They already said after 1.0, you're going to get NPC crews. How many years is that? So for how many, let's just say it's 2 years, 3 years before 1.0. So these hardworking people who are the pillar of CIG's development, CIG's creation, they are 80% of the funding for CIG. They can't fly their ships for years until NPC crews come? Oh, well, they just need to get friends. You know what? No, I don't. If you say that in the comments, banned, gone permanently, okay? You can't make people get a bunch of friends. How are you going to make someone get 10 friends to fly an Idris efficiently? How? Oh, well, they shouldn't have bought an Idris. Bull crap, because we just covered this. Here it is. NPC crews, promised, right? There it is. They thought when they bought those ships, they were getting NPC crews and blades. That, after all, it was 14 years ago, right? The excuses, you can't make up excuses anymore. They have to be able to fly what they purchased, and they should be able to. It is unethical for them not to be able to, and it's unacceptable. I've already put in my, I've already sent CIG, I've sent them how I feel. My wallet's closed. There's no more money. I spent $50 at IAE. And now, after seeing that engineering is a literal castration, an intentional castration of the solo experience with larger ships, yeah, I'm no more money. I have to play. I have so much money invested. I have to play. And I still have hope, but you can't tell solo backers that you can't fly your ships that you paid thousands of dollars for. All you founders of the game, of CIG, you just can't fly your ships anymore. Didn't you know? We're going to bait and switch you? I'm going to end here because it's just, yeah, okay. All right, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't cuss me out or I'll ban you. Any kind of criticism, listen, criticism is good. Anybody who says otherwise is a simp or a hater, right? Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.